Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that I have for many, many years considered to be a scam, and that's pre-workouts. And I really want to explain in detail why that's the case, why you don't need them, why they may actually be hurting your gains. And again, it's very unpopular. Like, I've really upset people. Like, when I originally said this, I even had a troll who had gotten my phone number and called me to yell at me about pre-workouts. Like, he was so defensive about it that he felt the need to actually scream at me about it. Because that's how invested people are when they get convinced that they need some silly nonsense, that they get emotionally invested. Like, no one wants to think that they've spent hundreds or thousands of dollars on something that was a waste, right? It makes people feel stupid, it makes them feel like a fool, and they don't want to hear that, right? Nobody wants to hear that. But the truth is, when it was looked at, if you looked at one of the strongest pre-workouts ever used, a very, very well done set of clinical trials was done at a university, taking like 40 lifters, all of whom trained regularly, had at least a year of experience. And when they were given one of the strongest pre workouts that ever existed, it was called Craze. When they were given Craze pre workout, which again I believe has now been banned, right? It's actually been outlawed. But one of the strongest pre workouts ever. But they were given good programming. They were given a periodized 4-day program written by the strength and conditioning coaches at the university, and they had the sports dietitians write their diets for both groups. And what did they find? That the lifters who took the Craze versus those who didn't, when they had proper diet and proper training, made no gains in muscle, no gains in strength. Now, you'll get people who will say, well, I'm not taking the pre-workout to make gains in strength or muscle. You're going to spend $30, $40, $50 a month on a product that isn't going to help you make any more muscle or strength. Okay, that's the problem. It doesn't occur to people when you say that. They're like, I just take it to have a good workout. But in these studies, there was no benefit. They didn't technically have better workouts, even though they felt they did. Because if you really had better workouts and it all balanced with your recovery and everything, what would happen? You would gain more muscle and strength from it. There was nothing. And you get people who say, well, I'm tired a lot of times. I worked a long shift. That is a horrible idea to take a pre-workout in that case. Why? It's going to interfere with your sleep. So here's the problem that we have with it, and I'm going to get into how this is actually really manipulative by the industry. All right, so you're too tired to perform your normal workouts. Anytime that occurs, a pre-workout is not what you need to be taking, because here's what we're looking at. Here's what I always say. It's not what we do in the gym that we grow from, because again, size also equals most of our strength potential, so we can count size with strength here. It's not what we do in the gym that we grow from, it's what we recover from. Okay? So any stimulus that you don't recover from appropriately, you don't gain muscle from. Keeping in mind, there have been volume studies that show a diminished return, not a diminished return, but an actual loss of muscle. Right? When volumes start getting too high, even on the same programming, lifters gained less muscle. And there was a direct relationship. So, again, showing that if you're not recovering from the sessions, it doesn't matter what you stimulate. It doesn't matter. You're not going to grow from it. And usually you're better off doing a little less than you can handle. You're usually going to make better overall gains. So we come back over to that point. You are unable to recover enough to perform the workout that you want to perform. Okay, you already need to adjust your fatigue management and your programming. All right, this is a problem. This is bad. So if you take something that's going to help push you through it, guess what? That doesn't add any recovery. Pre-workouts don't help you recover. If anything, they do the opposite on the other end because they're stimulants. They wind you up. They make it harder to relax later. So you take something that helps push you through a workout, to psych you up, to pump you up, because you weren't able to do the workout, because you weren't recovered enough to handle the workloads in the workout you're trying to do. All right. What's going to be the net result? Less gains. The only reason I believe the pre-workout gave equal gains in that study, instead of making people lose muscle relative to the other group, is because they had really well-written periodized programs by professional coaches. That's the only reason they didn't make less gains, in my opinion. Their training and their nutrition was on point and handled by professionals, stuff that people would be paying thousands of dollars for normally. So, you get in this situation, now you're recovering even less. Even worse, people are like, well, because I'm tired, had a long day at work and I train at night, so you're going to take something to wind you up at night. You're now going to have lower sleep quality, worse sleep hygiene. What's going to happen? You're going to recover even less. And you're just going to keep digging and digging and digging a deeper hole into your recovery. All right, might I suggest that you get better programming? Might I suggest that you quit trying to do too much, quit taking sets to failure, quit trying to do so many sets and exercises? That would be the wiser approach than to take the pre-workout, which you're wasting money on, by the way. And here's the thing, this is why it's insidious. The actual industry puts out workouts that are terribly written from a fatigue management perspective. Okay? They put out terrible workouts that you can't make it through because you're not recovering session to session. Well, then what happens? Then they're like, we will sell you this product to help hype you up, to get you through the workout so that you can go beast mode, so you can go all out, so you can be a Wolverine or whatever. Whatever it is they think that you're going to be, right? It's always a lion or a wolf or a Wolverine, beast mode, right? Okay. Then they sell you the product to help you get through the workouts. And then, when you can't recover, they'll sell you the post-workout recovery drinks. Right? It's brilliant marketing. It's brilliant marketing, but ethically it's horrible. Right? And that is where your pre-workouts come from. They're designed for people who have bad fatigue management and bad programming. And they steal your money. And they hurt your progress and recovery. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.